Ah, shit, I screwed up the Discord notification. Ah, whatever, who cares? Alright. Hey, Isabel, what you doing? Hello there, everyone. Right now it's 5 p.m. Really isn't any news today. Did everyone tune into that documentary? It was all about the history of racquetball, and actually it was quite informative. And a racquetball puts me right to sleep. Oh dear. I go prattling on about my TV habits. Enjoy the island. Alright, let's get to work. So it looks like the... So yeah, to start off, turnips never changed. Right, they never got any better. A masquerade mask. Oh, that's cute. Oops. I'm going to take off that one. There we go. Yeah, so our turnip prices never got any better. I'm pretty sure the other account I normally check is also in that same decline. So we're both fucked. Praise be unto Helix. So yeah, it looks like turnip prices aren't good. Normally you'd go out and find somebody else's island to sell at. Someone who has better prices than yours. And while yes, I do still have a day to sell. You know, maybe we've had such good fortune with turnips throughout the series. Maybe it's time we finally take a loss, you know? Maybe, I don't believe in karma, but maybe this is karmatic whiplash, you know? Because we have made good money on turnips. Just off the top of my head, I can think of at least 5, 6, 7... I don't know, we've made good money. I know we've at least made, like, I want to say like 8 million. Just off I mean, we have 23 million in the bank, so we have about 23 in the bank right now. So we've made a good chunk of that, but I know we've at least broken 10. Oh, hey, what is it, man? I guess. Sure. But yeah, so maybe this is karmatic whiplash. But who knows, maybe next week they'll be good. Oh, God. I have a busy fucking day ahead of me. I have a proposal due at midnight. So that's like what I'm turning around after the stream and I guess working on the proposal. Like, it's not something I technically have to do. But I have no... Especially because I don't really have that great of an idea. But it should be easier than not doing it. Like, doing it is probably easier than not doing it. Even though I have no solid idea for it. So I'm probably just going to send a proposal. If she doesn't like it, then I won't do it. But, you know, it's worth a shot. And then, of course, it's Saturday morning is tomorrow, so I have papers due. But, some things never change. Some things never change. Well, well, well. Oh, Label's here today. I don't really care for Label. I mean, what, she gives me Taylor tickets that I never use? Yeah, no thanks. I mean, we'll probably still do it just because it's something to do. And I'm kind of stalling for time at the moment. Yeah. Yeah, I've got a busy day in front of me. And then tomorrow's Halloween. Tomorrow is Halloween. And then the day after that's the start of November. And that means new fruit, new fish. Or that means new fish, new stuff, new other things. New fish, new bugs. That's the other word I'm looking for. Oh, it is. I was like, is it coming in or is it leaving? I have to hit it before it hits the path. Before it gets into the turnips. Holy shit. That is, I think, the most we've ever made on one of those. Like, I'm not joking. I legitimately think that's the most we've ever made off of a balloon. Holy crap, that was basically a money. Normally we get around 5. Occasionally we get 10. Holy crap. Hey, look, it's a walking stick. I haven't seen a walking stick in forever. Of course, I could be stubborn and just let my turnips rot. But, I don't think I will. I don't think I will. Did I already pick this? Because I know this is a peach tree. Oh, maybe it's because I had it uprooted for a few days. That's why it's broken. Or that's why it's off. That would explain things. This is our first fossil. Wow. That's kind of crazy to think about. That's crazy. Yeah, today's a fuck. Oh, God, today is a busy ass day for me. But it'll be fine. Hopefully. God, hopefully. And then I'll get to play Pikmin 3. Ah, Pikmin 3. What a marvelous game you are. I am so excited to play Pikmin 3. I'm excited to do Bingo Battle. God, Bingo Battle is so good. Go buy Pikmin 3. Like, seriously. I've seen a lot of people talking over the past few days. And the general consensus seems to be that it's gonna bomb. And I really hope that doesn't... Like, I really hope it's like a sleeper hit. Because it really deserves to be. It's a fantastic game. It's so fucking good. And I'm gonna buy it again. Just because I know how good it is already. Don't let Pikmin 3 fail. It doesn't deserve it. It's too good of a game. I would say it's too big to fail. But that's a fucking lie. There is no such thing as too big to fail. Just check the banks. Or the Trump administration. No, they were doomed to fail from the start. COVID just extrapolated everything. God, yeah, they fucking destroy. The Republicans, they care so much about the fucking economy, and then they come in and destroy the economy, and are like, oh, but Obama. God, literally every Republican during their presidency has destroyed the economy. Reagan, Bush Jr., and now Trump. God damn. But no, think about the economy. We rich people have to stay rich for a reason, after all. God, the election's just a few days away. Fuck. Go vote. Remember to vote. Fuck. Fuck me. I don't know what we're doing on election day here on stream. I was thinking about that recently. As of this moment, I have no idea. And I don't know when we're streaming tomorrow also. Like, I know we are, but I couldn't tell you when. I just know we are at some point. No, we want to keep that. Is that everything? Yeah, that looks right. Sure. Let's see how bad of our turnips are today. 55. Ugh. I mean, it could be worse. My brother's island's somehow even worse. So we basically are losing... At 55, we paid 101 per turnip. So we're losing a little less than half. Like, if it was 50... Right, 50 exactly, then we'd basically be losing half, but it's not. So we're losing a little less than half. Already know that one. So, I mean, I guess it could be worse. So, I know we set up this fancy area for trees, but because these 3 trees are all growing at the same time, there's kind of nothing we can do about it at the moment. So, I'm going to put this away. Let's see what Label wants. Formal outfit. Okay, we can do that. Okay, we can do that. I'm kind of trying to stall for time right now. Oh, look, a witch's hat. You know what's funny? We bought all that witch stuff, and we've never used any of it. We got a samurai. We got a long skirt. I could have used that for something, but I couldn't tell you what. Got a froggy thing. Yeah, whatever. We already have witches' hats. So I guess we should change back to our other Halloween costume I was using for a while. If we're doing formal. Yuka, what are you thinking about? I'm pretty busy. Let's actually stop in here real quick. Nope, nothing. Nope, nothing. Nope, nothing. There we go. Yeah, I've had a super busy day already. I had a critique in class, and oh god, it went... I mean, I guess it went fine. I don't know. I don't know. And I got that proposal due tonight. It's a written proposal, and it's just like a page. Let's go see if who has the DIY recipe today. Not lucky. Oh, welcome to my snack castle. Seeing a Halloween all over. Really got me for a big night. I mean, as much as I could ever be, you just gotta remember it's not all about the scares. There's candy, too. I have no idea what the fuck I did with Lucky's voice right there. I never really did figure out Lucky's voice. And with him saying goodbye after Halloween, I don't know what to do. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Alright, there's more. Yeah, we haven't seen Marina in a while. Cherry's in our house. Is this the last one? Oh, God. Hey, Cherry. Yeah, I was just over there recently. His turnip prices are worse than mine, honestly. Like, if mine were bad, his were somehow worse. So, no DIYs. I know there's a few we're missing. I hope we just get them from Jack on Halloween. Let's put some stuff in storage. Tailcoat, rocks, the thingy, the other thingy. Alright, we need something formal. Something formal. Oh, where's my teeny tiny top hat? Or do I just go back to these? I can. I saw the teeny tiny top hat. I think the red would look better. God, I have 3 white top hats. Why do I have so many white top hats? Do I have wings? I feel like I did. Hey, you can barely see them. Oh yeah, The Mandalorian started up today. Not like I will be watching. I didn't see the original show. I'm just so used... Even though this actually probably better represents my actual hair, I'm just so used to this at this point. The little bat wings. That's freaking adorables. Ugh. Alright, let's... we'll talk to Label in a little bit. Let's go do Fruit Island first, I guess. So, what did I want to talk about? Pikmin 3, yeah, go buy Pikmin 3. God, it's probably going to be a failure. But I really hope it isn't. I really hope it... Because Pikmin never sold that well. But admittedly, I haven't really seen that many ads for it. Like, I think I've seen more ads for Age of Calamity than I have Pikmin 3. There was no mention about it in the recent Direct. I feel like Nintendo's just pushing it out to die, which really sucks, because I want a Pikmin 4. Pikmin 3 is really good, so a Pikmin 4 would be even better. Oh, fuck. It would be so great to have Pikmin 4. Because 3 is so good. It's a fantastic game. It's got a great, the mission mode's a lot of fun. And the story mode's really good. And, what was the other thing? The Bingo Battle. Bingo Battle is like one of the best multiplayer modes added onto a single player game. It's so fun. It's got this great level of strategy to it. It's just so much. I'd love to do it on stream. I don't know who I'd get to play it with me. Because, again, I don't have any friends. And it's on... One of the big problems, I'd argue, with this remake is that they didn't put Bingo Battle online. Like, really, they should have put Bingo... They should have put the entire game online. Like, made it so that way you could play with a friend online. Nintendo is so adverse to multiplayer because they're stuck in the year 1998. So, like, they know what online exists, but they don't really get it that much. But really, like, it would have been... Like, playing through this entire campaign... co-op with somebody online would be freaking huge. I know there's like leaderboards and whatnot where you can compare your times to your friends' times, but that's only a start of things. I would like to see like a full down actual like being able to play with friends, especially in Bingo Battle, which is so much fun. It is such an amazing mode. But nope, it's just default Bingo Battle, so I need to do it local. Yeah, I should see if I could find somebody. Cause it's so much fun. Yeah, that came out today, and I'm interested. I'm definitely gonna... I do still want to do that challenge run at some point. I'm sure somebody else has already done it, but like I do want to do that just to do that. Maybe probably next year, but I'm gonna play through the game on my own in the ultra spicy difficulty mode, cause why not, you know? Because now that I beat the demo, I now have Ultra Spicy. I also got to do the mission mode. For all the talk I talk up about Bingo Battle and the other thing, I actually didn't put that much time into the mission mode when 3 came out on the Wii U. And I never bought the DLC, the Christmas DLC and whatnot. So yeah. I definitely am going to have to put some time into that, get all the platinums there. That sounds like fun. Because I heard the DLC was good, I just never played it. I heard the mission mode was, like, really good. Because it's all about, like, hey, how many Pikmin can you get? How much stuff can you bring back to your base? Can you bring everything back to your base? It's a very, like, replay-focused thing. Can you do it in a good time, right? Can you do... Because you get medals, and then, like, there's also times, and... There's a lot of leaderboard stuff, like Pikmin 3. Like, people like to speedrun Pikmin games, especially the first two. Especially the first one. And so, the idea of doing Pikmin 3, and like, Pikmin 3 was designed to be ran through, like speedrun. I think the fastest I've ever done Pikmin 1 was 13 or 14 days. I don't entirely remember the number, but it was something like that. I don't know, I've only played through Pikmin 1 like a few times. Like 2 or 3 on the Wii version. And Pikmin 2 I've only ever done once. Pikmin 2 is a game I remember really fondly. Right, like I remember there being a lot of good stuff. It like improved on the original game in like every way. But I guess it, like, a lot of people say like, oh, it's the best Pikmin game. And it's got some really good stuff in it, especially when compared to the first two. And it does some like interesting things, like the dungeons in that game are not even comparable to Pikmin or to 1 and 3. Like, they're on its whole other level, but I do hear that they do get, like, repetitive, and especially when you get to, like, the post-game stuff. I don't know, I've completed the game before, but it's been a long time since then. It has been a long time since I've completed Pikmin 2 all the way through. I don't know, I guess it does kind of lose me after the Submerged Castle. Like, the Submerged Castle is just such a cool, interesting dungeon that keeps you on the edge of your seat the entire time. And it never really, like, comes back to that. I mean, there are some neat dungeons. There's that one dungeon where everything is, like, Nintendo related. That one's kind of neat. Pikmin 2 is like the best use of copyright, like, advertising I've ever seen in a game. Right, like we see like all this bullshit, like, oh, the recent NBA 2K game has put advertisements like as in loading screens. So while you're waiting for the game to load, you have to watch an advertisement. That's some fucking bullshit. Pikmin 2 has ads in it, but the point of the ads in Pikmin 2 are to make the game feel more, I'm gonna use realistic, like, because you're going around collecting treasure. So it's not like in real life, you buy a battery, and you don't just buy battery brand batteries. No, you pick up like a Duracell or an Energizer. I think in Pikmin 2, it's Duracell batteries. Right? You don't just find... oh god, what are... honestly, batteries are for some reason the thing I always think of. But they're like at one point you find Rob the Robot's head. You find Hanafuda cards. You find a creepy baby doll head. I remember that. I don't remember what you get for beating the water wraith. I remember an entire dungeon where everything is like sweets themed, where you're in like a kid's toy box and everything is like themed around sweets, and you gotta fight bread bugs. There's a lot of good stuff in Pikmin 2, but yeah, the second half of the game does definitely slow down. I remember a few dungeons, like I remember like a mechanical dungeon that ends with you fighting the man of war. I remember a giant, like a really fat man of war. What else do I remember? Oh, we're so close to the nice number. I remember fighting a, what's that thing called? I remember the final boss, and I remember the final dungeon taking forever. I don't know, it's still a good game. I guess let's take care of... so this is correct, right? That's a yellow. Which means this one is good. I don't think we had any purples down here, though. No, we didn't. That sucks. Yeah, that's a yellow. So there's 5. Alright, let's water some stuff. I'm not going to water the pumpkins today. There's just no point. Like, I'm assuming they're going to disappear tomorrow. Or, I mean, on November 1st. So I just see no purpose in watering them. If they don't, then we'll keep them, but then we'll water them the next day. But if they do, well, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. Pikmin 2's got a lot going for it. They did eventually, because for a long time it was stuck on GameCube, and then they did finally port it over to the Wii, and it took like an extra like 4 years to come to North America. That was when I first got my hands on Pikmin 2, was when they finally released it in North America on the Wii version. And actually, it's actually the person who introduced me to Pikmin was Chugga Conroy of all people. I'm pretty sure he was the one who was like, "Oh yeah, Pikmin's a thing." And I think the first time I ever saw the original Pikmin was through him, and that was, I think, before Pikmin 2 had even come out. Yeah, that sounds right. All right, so throughout the month of November, we've grown, or throughout the month of October, we've grown all these wonderful pumpkins, all these glorious pumpkins. They've been so nice to us. We've done so many cool things with them. Not really, we've mostly just put them in storage. I mean, we've done a few neat things. We've made some scarecrows. But today marks an end. Probably. This is probably the last harvest. So yeah, let's go around and harvest some pumpkins, shall we? Oh, wait. Let's drop some stuff off here. I meant to do this before. Alright. I scribble all my thoughts and dreams in my notebook, feel the breeze. Every time our gazes meet, I smile and give you a wink. Everywhere I look, I see a mirror image of our dreams, but they vanish so swiftly, as if they fell away. Suddenly, out of nowhere, this tension fills the air. What is this I'm dreaming? Could it be what we all have hoped for? And here it is, what I've been waiting for. What a miracle you are. You are. You know, I'd never even thought of the implications of the pumpkin patch being right next to Turtle School. Like, there are some implications there, definitely. I had never even thought about it before today. I guess that's just kind of the way the cookie crumbles on this island. Alright, are we running out of time? Yes, we're running out of time. Okay. Yep, we're running out of time. This should be 100. Yeah. We made some good money today. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave all that stuff up near the pumpkin farm. Who cares? We'll go pick it up at some other point, or at the end. Let's, I guess, go talk to Label. Probably should have talked to her earlier. Yeah. Amazing, perfectly coordinated. So impressed. Taylor tickets. A Label coat. Alright, so unless anybody dramatically smashes in, it looks like we're selling our turnips at a loss this week. It was bound to happen. It was inevitable. It sucks. And I know technically we still have another 24 hours. Or another, like 36-ish. But, you know what? It don't matter to me. I'd rather just have all of our turnips sold now. Let's, I guess, also put this down. Sure. Let's go deposit all our money. Yeah, we're not making much on turn. I know I could go to other people's islands and whatnot. But, God. I mean, with 5 million turnips in the bank, I just don't see a point in it. I really don't. Like, it'd take... Oh, God, like... I think, it took 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It took 15 trips, I think, originally. But we probably cut that number down. So it'd probably take 13 trips? Does that make sense? If we combine every third trip, so it'd be 2, 3, 2, 3, and then a third one. Yeah, so it'd probably take 13 trips. That's a lot of trips. So it looks like we're just selling at a loss this week. I mean, we've still got money in the bank. We've still got a good hefty 2 mil, 20 mil. And next week, assuming I get up early enough, our prices should be like there's like a 70% chance of them being good, of being a large spike. So I think, so while it sucked this week, next week should be better for sure. I mean, we'll find out. Odds are against us. It won't be easy, but luckily I'm not going to do it alone. So yesterday I mentioned that I'd played Hades, and I got a run that presumably took me to the final boss. I don't know, I'm gonna guess there's probably like a super secret final boss, but it took me to what I believe was the final boss, and my god, was it a good run. Like, I was genuinely surprised at how good it was, especially for the weapon I was using. So there's this, spoilers, kind of, I guess. There's this stuff, for being the first boss, you get this stuff called Titan's Blood. And you get a Titan's Blood for each, and they're used to upgrade weapons. So for each of the weapons, you need, like, a number. And you get the Titan's Blood by beating the first boss. But it's not like a guaranteed get every time you beat the first boss. Instead, it's, you beat the first boss with the sword, you get a single Titan's Blood. You beat the boss with the spear, now you get a Titan's Blood. You beat the boss with the shield, now you get another Titan's Blood. Right? It works kind of like that. So, and you get one, and then if you refight next time I fought the boss, I'd get some darkness in exchange. That's more or less how it seems to work, in my experience. So I was like, okay, we've got the Titan's Blood. I guess right now that I'm getting better at the game, I should probably be doing a run with each of the weapons. Especially to get that Titan's Blood, because there were certain weapons I'd never even beaten the first boss with. I think I have now beaten the first boss with every weapon. But so I was trying out some of the weapons I don't use all that often. And for this run, it was the spear trident. I think it's called the trident. I think it's a trident. But I was using that weapon on this run, and I got an upgrade early on that just made it so normally, like, when you press the Y button, you do like a spin attack. But this upgrade made it so that when you pressed the Y button and you held it down, you instead did like a rapid fire slash. So you just like, as long as you had the Y button held down, you just kept like stabbing. And I combined it with some of Artemis's skills. Because Artemis is probably my, like, even though I normally don't care for criticals, like critical attacks, Artemis is probably my favorite. Like, my best runs have come with Artemis and her critical ups. I combined it with that. I had a few other things, nothing I really remember. Like, I think I had an Ares ability. I finally figured out the god aid thing. You get like the aid of the gods, and I'd never really used it before, but now I think on that run I was just like, I don't like any of these upgrades. I guess I'll just get this person's aid. And it actually worked out really well for me. But it was just an amazing run. I beat the first boss easy as hell. Easy as hell, especially because things started changing on that run. Well, probably the previous run. Like, things have started changing in that game. God, it's just full of surprises. And then, so I was like, okay, I beat the first boss. Then I get to the second boss. I don't know, I'm like, after the first boss went so well, I was like, oh, the second boss is going to be a piece of cake. Sure enough. Get to the third area, and I beat the third boss. My first ever time seeing the third boss, and I beat it. Barely. I made it by the seat of my pants. But I fucking beat the third boss. And yeah, and then the run just kept going from there. And yeah, I made it to the final boss, and I got it down to like a third of its health. But I couldn't beat it. I could not beat it, so I think I gave there. Or it eventually defeated me, but up to that point, it was a fucking amazing run with the Trident. The Trident was, like, it's funny, if you go back to when I first started playing Hades, and I first talked about it on stream, I said at the time, like, oh, I like the sword, I don't really care for the Trident, and I surprisingly like the bow. My best run has come with the Trident, and I cannot stand the bow anymore. I just can't. I don't know, there's just something about it that I do not care for, like, at all. It's too slow, it doesn't deal enough damage. Yeah, it's got some good range to it, but I haven't really had that, like, eureka moment with the bow yet. Unlike the Trident or the sword, which I have both had amazing moments with. I also had in the runs after that, when I was trying to do with the other weapons, I had a pretty stellar run with the claw. With the claws. Like, I think, did I make it to the third boss? I might have. I don't know. It's been interesting. Like, I'm definitely getting better at the game as time goes on. Like, I'm figuring it out. There's still some things, like, right, when I talked about Dead Cells, I mentioned how I didn't care for the shields at all. Like, no matter how much I played through the game, I just never really understood the shields. I think that's the crystals in Hades, like your magic, like, crystals. It's not your special, it's your, I don't know, whatever, it's A button on Switch. They're like crystals that you throw out. I want to like those, like, I especially like Zeus's or another character's, but I haven't got as many uses of them. Oh, I did use them as a primary weapon in a run with Artemis. Or not Artemis, Athena. Athena gave me an upgrade that, like, really buffed out my crystals, and I tried using them as my primary weapon, with, like, using sword to, like, back them up, and that run went okay. I think it was sword. Maybe it was a bow run. Maybe it was a bow run, actually. I don't remember the details, but yeah, I've had some okay runs with the crystals. But they're just not, like, I definitely, like, in my best runs, I never even upgrade them. I gotta make sure not to forget anything. I mean, we're already selling our turnips at a loss, so who cares if they spoil, but still. You know, I was actually considering keeping track of how many how many returns to the store it was going to take, but that's clearly just not worth it. I've clearly already got lost track. I think this will be track number 5. Yeah, I think this will be number 5. Once I hit 1 million, I'll put it all back. I'll put it all in there. God, I cannot believe we're still at a loss. But yeah, no, I'm really fucking enjoying Hades. Of course, I am gonna buy Pikmin 4, and I never did beat Super Mario 64. I got halfway through it, and then moved on to Hades. Well, admittedly, midterms hit, and once midterms hit, kind of everything just fell apart for me. Like, it was... And then when I got out of midterms, it was just Hades o'clock. God. I do. Sometime before the end of the year, I'm going to beat Mario 64. Hades, I'm probably going to easily beat. And then I'll do Pikmin. And then I'll probably also start Pikmin 3. So I've got 3 games working at the same time. And then I still need to beat Dragon Quest, and I still need to beat, I still need to do Chuggaaconroy and Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Because I know he's going through that. And I think he said yesterday he just hit 20 hours in Xenoblade. So, yeah. That's a lot of shit. I am interested, though. One day I'm going to just pick up Xenoblade. Even if it's, like, closer to the end of his series, I'm going to pick it up and I'm just going to go through the entire thing. Even though I do keep seeing the thumbnails of his series and I'm just like, oh, oh, God, I should just pick it up. But I'm just so fucking busy. And then there's fucking Dragon Quest, which I never beat. I spent an entire month playing it in what little time I did play games. And I didn't even get close. Was that June or was that July? I don't remember when that was. I just know that happened at some point. Alright, so we're gonna go throw this all in the bank. God, we've probably already sold over 2 million turnips. Definitely. There that is. Okay. Yeah, we've already sold over 2 million bucks worth of what we bought them for. Hopefully next week will be better. All that glitters isn't gold, you know the sayings. Whatever I'm telling myself to cheer up right now. Luckily, we have more than one way of making money on this island. So yeah, we'll be fine. Oh, I should probably talk about Aki Island where we went yesterday. God, that was just so... I still do really appreciate the original Aki Island. Like, now in hindsight, because when I first visited it, I just didn't care for it. I was like, whatever. But now in hindsight, like all these years later, I'm like, no, I can appreciate this as like a storytelling medium. I really can. And so seeing like whatever the New Horizons version is just kind of... because it was trying to be a lot of things. And while I'd argue it pulled off some of those other things really well. Okay, maybe not the noisy village, because God, there was a lot going on there. Other than that, I'd argue it pulled off the rest pretty decently. Yeah, I'd argue it pulled off the rest decently enough. So yeah, but yeah, like the Frog Village was fine, especially with the Frog Labs. Like that was okay, sure. I wish there was a way to just select all. God, the fact that this game's been out for over 6 months and never got a quality of life update is just. God, no one, like, no, like, if we find out behind, even though Animal Crossing is one of the biggest selling games of the year, I did actually see it. I went to the store, and, this was what, yesterday or 2 days ago, and I did see a, Animal Crossing Switch. They just had one sitting out on the shelf, so yeah. But yeah, no, if Nintendo is, like, Animal Crossing may be the biggest game of the year, but, like, it definitely, like, now at the start of quarantine, it was massive. Now, 6-7 months later, I guess, it isn't, and there's good reason for that. I mean, yes, the public consciousness will move on to other things. It was Fall Guys, now it's Among Us. Both are equally valid in their own ways. But yeah, Animal Crossing, Nintendo, like, yes, they've put out updates. They put out a good a decent enough Halloween update. But it just wasn't enough to drive people back. It really wasn't. And I don't blame people for not really coming back in droves. I don't know, I've been ready to move on forever. Okay, not forever, for like a month. But at least I know, now I can take solace in knowing I'm not the only one doing this. And I'm not the only one who's made it this far. I should check Fall Guys is getting a Godzilla costume, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's actually, I'm not a big fan of Godzilla, but I definitely get the two most recent movies. King of Monsters and just the one with Bryan Cranston and Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. I definitely got both those movies, whereas critics just didn't. Do I admit that King of Monsters is a much better movie than the original? Because the original movie spent most of its time building up the fight in the last 10 minutes, which, while a good fight, just wasn't enough, whereas King of Monsters actually had a lot of fun with it. Yes. Do I feel like the sequel needs to set more fights in daytime? Because the best sequence in King of Monsters is is it Rodan flying through Mexico in like most of and it's because it's a daytime sequence that makes it so cool, and the sequel should definitely learn from it. Yes. Don't set everything in a thunderstorm. Don't set all the King Kong stuff at night. God, please don't. I know night makes it easier to hide the CGI, but still, the Rodan sequence is the best sequence for a reason. It is the best sequence in the movie. I really enjoy the Rodan thing, where he's chasing where he breaks out of the volcano, goes by, destroys the village, and then they take him to Ghidorah. Ah, what a cool sequence. God, King of Monsters. Critics panned that movie, and it didn't do as well as the box office as it should have. But god damn it was fun, and I saw it in IMAX, and I saw it twice actually. Once in it's one of the few movies I've seen in IMAX. I've seen, I don't know, maybe like 4 movies in IMAX. I think the Godzilla, the original was one of them. I think that was the first movie I ever saw in IMAX, was the Bryan Cranston, is it Aaron Paul and Elizabeth Olsen? They're Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch in the MCU. Those 3 was, I think, the first movie I saw in IMAX. IMAX is just fucking expensive, and I don't have the money for that shit. But I was like, for Godzilla, yeah, I'd do that. For King of Monsters, yeah, I'd do that. And it was more than worth it. God, King of Monsters was cool. I still don't entirely care for IMAX. And I really wish I did. I saw. Oh, I also saw Infinity War in IMAX. Didn't see Endgame. I really should have. I wanted to, but then something came up. If theaters ever open up again, I know there was talks about bringing back Endgame to theaters, and if they do, I hope they put it back in IMAX, because I'd watch the shit out of that in IMAX, because I missed it the first time. I don't know, it was just like one of those things where it's like, oh, hey, it's in IMAX, and I was like, I should go see that. And then like a week later, even though I saw it like 5 times, a week later it was out of IMAX, and I just missed it. I don't know, I've only seen like 4 or 5 movies in IMAX. 2 Godzillas, Infinity War. There's one other thing I'm forgetting. Not Pacific Rim. I didn't see Pacific Rim in IMAX. I don't remember. I know there was another one, but I cannot for the life of me remember what it was. Let me think. Maybe it was... Maybe it was just those 3. I don't know. I feel like it was some big, like, action movie. I don't think it was Mission Impossible. Because I've never actually seen a Mission Impossible in theaters. I saw all of them on digital. I don't think it was any of the Fast and the Furious movies. Especially because the last 2 I haven't even seen in theaters. 8 and Hobbs and Shaw. I still have not seen 8, but I saw Hobbs and Shaw on DVD. Or, was it? Yeah, something like that. It was like Blu-ray, DVD, something, one of those. Oops, I knew we were gonna do that at least once. We'll probably actually clean we'll clean up Crab Rave maybe on November 1st, actually. Because we gotta clean up all this Halloween stuff, so I'll just leave that for now. So I'll just leave that for now. God, did I have anything else to say? I don't know. We're still working on the village. I mean, we have very little natural space left now. And what we do have... I mean, yes, we do have the top of the mountain, but that's more artificial natural space. It's like a national park. Not there... Yeah, the national parks are complicated. I'd rather support them than just have corporations come in and destroy everything, but yeah. National parks can be complicated. Anything else I wanted to say? Oh, there is. So a few days ago we talked about the Nintendo Direct that happened, and I think in that one of the things I forgot to say was that Age of Calamity, right, the new Zelda thingy, got a demo. So if you're at all if you've never played a Musou game before, and you're even slightly interested in it, there is a demo now. I think it's the first chapter of the game. I'm not really a fan of Musous, but I did download the demo. I don't know, and I do highly recommend, if you have never played a Musou game, don't go out and seek one. Play the demo. If you enjoy it well enough, you'll enjoy Age of Calamity. Like, don't go pick up Hyrule Warriors or anything. I know Fire Emblem Warriors like $10. Well, I bought it for $10 at one point. But don't actively go seeking it, because it's not that great. And Musou games can be repetitive. Like, that's one of the problems I have with them, is that they're repetitive. So the idea of like, oh, buy Hyrule Warriors, and then I play through that, and then I go around and play Age of Calamity. I mean, you'll probably already be sick of the Muso game by the time you by probably like the halfway point if you try to do by I don't know. Muso games are repetitive. I know that's what people like in them. That's personally what I don't care for in a game. That's why I was never really able to get into shooters that much. But I know some people really like the repetitive nature of Musos. Yeah, it's not for me. It is not for me. But I'm still really interested in Age of Calamity. I don't think I'll be picking it up, at least at launch, but who knows? Who knows? There are tons of games I am interested in. Plus, with Cyber Monday right around this corner, I might be buying up some PlayStation games. Because I do own a PS4 now, and I should probably pick up some of the games I don't have on it. Like, or especially some of the things that came out this year. Oh god, the PS5 comes out next month. Or in like 2 weeks, actually. And it's probably a little longer than that. Hey, crab, dance for me. We're almost done here. We are almost done here. This has definitely taken forever. See, like, this is what would have sucked about going to somebody else's island. Is that I would have had to do this, gone here, and then I would have had to do return trips. Yeah, no, there's a reason why I'm trying to sell turnips on my island. Right? Like, there's a reason, there's a method to my madness. Because it's going to take for fucking ever otherwise. What am I going to do for dinner? God, I don't know. I've got that proposal due tonight. That's probably going to be taking up all my time tonight. And then I got those other papers, but those are just time. All right, like I bitched about last Saturday or Sunday. I think it was Saturday, right? They're just time wasters. I mean, yes, I guess I'm technically learning stuff, but ugh. The book. I don't know. There was one book that I was like, this is actually pretty decent. Like, this is painting a good enough image. There's been some documentaries where I was like, oh, okay. Right. I don't know. In these trying times, as every corporation ever likes to put it, weird things are being done. Weird, strange things that I don't always agree with. Alright, we'll probably... I would love to say we have one more trip after this one. But that's probably not true. We probably got 2. No, I think we've got 1. Oh, wow. We actually are a lot closer than I thought. We'll come back for that. Yeah, that's all our money. Wow. So there you go. $5 million worth of turnips. Oh, it took over half an hour, but yeah, that's it. That's all it amounts to. I mean, admittedly, if it was selling for a higher price, it definitely would have taken a lot more. Like, let's say it was selling for, like, 300. A single trip, I probably would have had to take a trip to the bank after every 2 sets. Whereas this, I was doing it every... I want to say 5, but I could be wrong about that. I don't know. I was keeping track of how much money we were making and not how much how many trips I was taking, which was probably the number I was more interested in. Which I'll tell you how much we lost here in a minute. Okay, 4440000. We definitely did not lose 2.5 million. We didn't lose 2.5 million. We lost 2.7, or we lost 2.25 million. So basically, selling everything, the money we got back was 2,750,000, and we put in 5 million. We actually put in a weird number. We put in 5,500,000. 50 5 zeros. Yeah, we put in 5,500,000, and we lost, and we got back 22,750,000. So we lost $2,300,000. Yeah, more or less. That's what we lost. Actually, I'm just gonna put in 4. So yeah, we lost over $2 million, 300,000. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. This could have definitely been better, but it could have been worse. We could have been stubborn and just not sold at all, which is what many people consider doing. Let's buy a piece of candy, I guess, while I'm in here thinking about it. Ooh, piece of candy. Yep, I'll buy that. Oh, there that is. Give me a second. I'm dealing with tangled cords. Yeah, and tomorrow we're giving out all of our candy. Oh, it'll be a fun day tomorrow. Oh, I said I was going to do stuff with a Halloween thing. I was going to do a Halloween video or something. Yeah, no, I've scrapped that. I know I wanted to, but just with my schedule and everything, it's just like it was out of the cards. So yeah, I completely... Oops. Ah, whatever, who cares? Shovel, axe, slingshot, thingy, and thingy. Yeah, that looks right. Yeah, so I you know, who cares if I do a Halloween video or not? Like, really, who cares? It's not like, you know. Actually, the core video is like one of my best. The 4th core video did better for me than like most of my other stuff recently. Let's see, what's it up to at the moment? While I'm just pulling it while we're walking home and putting stuff away. Yeah, it hit 30 views. That's I think it hit that in like 2 days, or in like a day or so. That's better than most of the other things I've been doing. Yeah. Look at us, our little demon thing. But yeah, tomorrow is Halloween night. I do not know when we will be doing Halloween. I have some other things planned tomorrow night, right? So we'll probably not be doing it at like... Actually, I want to go check. I think it's 5 is when it technically starts. So I don't think we'll be doing it anytime before then. I actually just had a great idea for a costume that we should have done, but I didn't think to do it until right now. And I just realized we don't have the stuff for it, even though some of it was purchasable a few days ago. Oh, what a shame. Isn't it a laugh? Isn't it a shame? So at 5 p.m., we'll be kicking off. Yes, yes, I hope to see you all there. So I think it goes until midnight, 5 to midnight. I don't think we'll be doing it at 5. We might actually just do it at 5. But I might not. I might wait until way later in the night, like around like 9. So we'll see. I am making no promises at the moment, but we shall see. Yeah, I don't know. I've got a busy day today, and it all depends on when I go to sleep. And then hopefully on Sunday we'll buy turnips around the normal time, 11. I don't know. Hey, nice, kind of. But yeah, I think that's where we're gonna end off today. I got work to do. I got a freaking thing to write that I'm not even sure I like, or like I'm not even sure it's what she. It's for class, by the way. I'm not even sure it's what she wants, but I'm just gonna do it. And if she says no, then I'll just do the final. Ugh. Honestly, I'm kind of to the point where I'd rather do the final, just because like she says it's easier, but it really does seem like a lot of fucking work. I mean, depending on how I take it. It looks like a lot of fucking work. Whereas a final is just a test. And it should be the same as the midterm, which the midterm, while a little stressful, was pretty easy. I mean, I did good in the midterm, so I must be doing something right. Yeah. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, that's where I'm gonna end off for today. Tomorrow's Halloween. But I'll see you then. I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Until next time, peace.